kind of shows like Bruce Lee's like moving all over the place and like a lot of like movement and action when he fights, and Cliff is just kind of like chill, like it takes nothing for him to kick someone's ass, and they go along with that like the whole movie, like it took nothing, like he threw the can. Yeah.
That one guy.
It's not a lot of movement, like he's just like
yeah,
that's it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he just throws the can, picks her up. He does. Well, I got to give props to, I think, Sadie, who tackles him. Like, that's a pretty beast mode tackle.
Right?
Yeah.
I could retire on that tackle. Well, I'd be dead. But when people tell the story later, they'll be like, man, that was a good tackle. He got one good shot in.
Yeah, she stabbed him.
Yeah.
And
of course,
hip.
her face smashed in.
Oh, God.
Brother. That thing's hamburger.
Yeah.
But what I think I love most about this movie is it builds towards this. It's not
Right.
Can you think of movies, like very rarely nowadays, where movies will build to a moment? Like the whole movie is meant for this moment. Like I think in Avengers movies you have about 47 moments. Nothing wrong with that. But I like I like the patience of building towards this bonkers scene, and it paid off in the theaters. Did you guys see it in a packed theater?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And what was the reaction?
Laughing.
I mean, people were laughing. It was a lot of laughter.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think I saw it in a packed theater. I think I did like an advanced screening with friends.
I think I went.
Yeah. So it was a bunch of friends. So of course the response was a lot of laughing. If I went and saw it with my mom, she would have left the movie.
I showed my mom this movie, and the first half she was not a fan of because she was like, it's so slow. And I was like, yeah, but it's Tarantino, like it's dialogue heavy. It's like a lot of character development. But then she admits that while it was really brutal at the end, she actually liked the ending because of the fact that Sharon Tate lived and that like they took out like the bad guys and stuff. So she's like, after thinking about it, I think it was a good movie. She's like, but you got to get past the first half. I'm like, okay. Okay, Mom.
There's some emotion that's earned, and it's a happy ending. Rick goes over to her house. And he's going to maybe get in with the upper echelon of actors. Like
Which is what he wanted, yeah.
It's like a super hopeful ending to, kill some hippies and life turns out okay.
Well, he mentions, like, I think in the
beginning,
pretty early on, like, he sees Roman Polanski and Sharon Tate in the car as they drive up, and he's, like, telling Cliff, like, that's Polanski, like, I got to meet him and blah, blah, like, all that stuff. So, yeah.
Now, I have a question for you guys. Now, since you do the podcast, will there be cake? You tackle random holidays. You kind of, I've done Great Poetry Reading Day. We're doing Crack an Egg on a Sidewalk Day. What kind of cake should Rick and Cliff eat, and Francesca eat after this altercation? Like, is there a cake that you could make after this?
I have one.
All right.
It's just a smashed red velvet
I was going to say red velvet, probably.
Yeah, red velvet, smashed cake, and maybe like a can of dog food, like right in the middle.
Yes.
You're not open, like you don't have to eat the dog food, but it's just in the middle of it.
Or eat the dog food. Whatever.
And then they open it up for the dog, because the dog was like, man, it wasn't a 1-on-3 fight. It was kind of a 2-on-3, and then a 3-on-3 battle.
It was 3-on-3 eventually. When
I mean
by that time,
4-on-3.
Yeah, I don't know. At that time, one of them was dead, probably. So
yeah, that's
maybe
true.
it was 3-on-2 at that point.
Tex dies first.
That's true.
So what makes me think of cake when I was watching this scene over again was, I know it's not actually a cake, but it's very cake-like, is when, Cliff is like, you are real, right? When they walk in the door and he's like looking around and Tex is like, I'm as real as a donut, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Like, what? What the fuck?
And he's just like cracking up. He's like, starts laughing.
Oh, so cake donuts?
Cake donuts.
Yeah, cake donuts too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that one lady was kind of the candle.
Yeah. Get something that looks like her and just light it up. Get the whole like violence against women. I mean, they were gonna kill them.
I mean, it was also violence against men.
I get it's like brutal, but it's also like they're coming at you with a knife and guns and shit like that. You're just gonna take it because you don't want to hurt her.
Right.
I don't know.
Plus, Tex got it.
Yeah.
Kind of not the worst.
He didn't get it the worst.
He did get his dick bitten.
Yeah, he got attacked by a dog.
That's kind of rough.
And he got
his head
stomped.
Smashed.
Yeah, 2 out of the 3 got their head smushed.
Yeah, that's a good ratio.
I don't know if I'd rather go getting my head smashed in or getting lit on fire. Those are both kind of brutal ways.
I think at that point it's all over. Like you're just. I think the pain even goes away at that point when you're getting your head smashed in for the 10th time.
Oh.
Which one would you all rather punishment? Would you rather who would you rather be, Sadie Katie or Tex? Like, would you rather have the head smush, the head, 12, like the dog attack, then a head smush, or a, let's see, complete head smushing, or
Definitely would not want to be
a canned dog fire? Which one would be the best?
I don't know. I heard burning kind of sucky. I don't know if I want to be lit on fire.
Yeah, I don't have a dick, but I think I'd go with a Tex, Steph.
Yeah, I think I'd go Tex also. It was just quicker.
Yeah, it was quicker.
Yeah, that head smush takes him out. So what do y'all's favorite part of this fight before we get out of here? Like, what's your favorite moment?
I think just probably the beginning, like when Cliff is trying to figure out what's going on and like who these people are, because he's like that laugh that he does, and everything like that. Like that's the part where you're just like tensed up because you're like you don't know what you're gonna do, and then he calls the dog, and like at that moment it just starts. Yeah,
I really love the intro to it, but I mean I think the brutal head smashing made me laugh the hardest. So.
And they built some good tension when he puts up his hand towards Tex with the gun.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny, but you're also like, man, what's going to happen?
Yeah, because there's a chance. I mean, it's Tarantino. There's a chance that Brad Pitt could have got shot or whatever. Like, you don't know, like, what's going to happen.
And you know how there's a lot of those fights, like, the stock fight in big movies where the heroes have some success and they start losing and everything's lost, but then they come back? There's none of that in this one.
No.
Which I think it makes it more fun to watch because there's just no drama to it. It's just kind of you can laugh.
I do like DiCaprio like getting out of the pool like all panicked, like what the fuck is going on, and then he goes and he's just like screw this and goes and gets his.
Takes him no time to think about that.
Yeah, he just knows he's gonna burn this person like right away.
He hopes for that. Like he's like, I hope these hippies come in. Like he wants to use that flamethrower.
Even though he admits it's too hot. Can we turn on the heat or something?
No,
Rick gets.
I think my favorite part though is I don't know why, but I just laugh every time Francesca cheap shots at, or not cheap shots, but she's like, psst, and then just jacks the lady in the face. Like I like it when other characters get involved. For some reason, it always gives me a good laugh. Right. And that's Eli Roth's ex-wife.
Yeah.
Oh, that is. Oh wow.
Yeah. She was in that movie Knock Knock and Green Inferno.
That was her.
Yeah, she got eaten.
Yeah, she's in. There's so many lesser known relatives of bigger named people, like the daughters of a bunch of people. Kevin Smith's daughter's in it.
Harley
Ethan Hawke's.
Bruce Willis is Rumor Willis, isn't
Andy McDowell's daughter's in it.
There's a big cast on this movie.
Johnny Depp's daughter.
Maya Hawke did the right thing by ducking out.
Yeah, is that a real thing? I don't remember. I've read some on like the Manson murders, but I don't remember. Was there a person who did that, like that left them, or no? Was that just written in for Tarantino's film?
If I had to put a cake on it, I'd say yes.
That it is real?
Yeah.
It kind of seems like weird to put into the movie if it's not real.
I agree.
I don't know. Like,
and they kind of built it up like that. Like she wasn't like fully into the whole like hippie cult thing from kind of the beginning.
From the beginning of that scene, though, like she wasn't really introduced at the ranch or anything.
That's true.
So it was like kind of like a weird thing to put. I just thought it was a weird thing to put into the movie unless it's like a way to strand them there. But even then, it's like it doesn't matter. They die anyways. They don't get out. So it's not like they're trying to get away. So I didn't know if that was like a real occurrence, like that happened that night during the actual Manson murders.
It's totally possible.
I'll read up on it.
Okay. One more question before we get out of here. Did you think something was going to happen to Pitt when he went to Spawn Ranch?
Yeah, when he went to go see
because they built it up like there, like everyone was like creepy and like staring and like don't go in there. And then it's just like a funny conversation. The guy's not scary at all.
But he's blind. But Pitt still thinks he's being taken advantage of.
Right.
Which is like true, probably. But it's just like it was a weird thing. I was wondering if something bad was going to happen to him.
Yeah, and then he just I don't know. That's why I love this. I guess if you expect something in a Tarantino movie, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And you switch it up. Well, this was fun. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having us.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, Amber Simpson, and Robert Lamb, this is Final Fights. I always sneak that in there. We'll see you next week. Bye.